if you can hear me and if you can see me. All right, let's bring Discord up here. Can I not expand this? That's interesting. For those who are in here, let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. Sweet. All right, there we go. The J twins have arrived. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Welcome to those who have just joined in. Please hit the like button, the little thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate that. It lets the algorithm know that people like this content so we can get more people here and have them improve their trading. We'll start in about 2 minutes. Let me bring up my screen. There we go. Happy Sunday. How's everybody's weekend going? Sweet. Ready for football? I've never been much of a football fan, unfortunately. My dad only really told me about baseball, so that's basically all I care about. My friends love basketball and football, though, so calling in sick tomorrow so you get in a good mood. That's hilarious. Hey, I can't come in today. I made what I make at the job in an hour, so I can't come in. I'll see you guys maybe next week. I'll let you know. I remember the first time I made what I make in a month at my old job in 2 days. I came into work like, I don't even need to be here anymore. This is beneath me. Such a good feeling. Hey, fantastic. $600 in 1 day. Beautiful stuff. Remember to withdraw some profits too and enjoy yourself, even if it's $1. Doesn't matter. Do I live off of trading? Yes, I live off of trading and also my coaching business and teaching business. So both of them. All right, it is 5 minutes. Let's start. Welcome, ladies and gents. My name is Advent, and I am not a financial advisor yet. Anything that you guys see in this video or any of my content is not financial advice, so please do your due diligence before you engage in trading. So today, just as a thank you for all the watchers and people who support the YouTube channel, I'm having this watch list class, which I usually only have in my group, just to give you guys an insight on, my process. Generally, it takes me about maybe 15 minutes, probably less, to do my watch list. However, since we'll probably be talking through this whole experience, it'll take me a little longer. And then after we're done with the watch list, we'll be looking at some swing trade ideas. So if there's any tickers that you guys want me to add to the watch list, let me know and I'll add it in. In the meantime, I'm just going to start going through my list here. So you can ask or let me know what you want me to add to the list, and then I'll take a look at it and we'll do some analysis on it as well. And I'll triple check my numbers, because every time I do this live with my group, I got to triple check my numbers, because when people start asking me questions, I get distracted and tend to mess up. What's next? YM. For those who know about the strat, we had a beautiful reversal off of YM. So it looks like we're probably going to head back up to 42,800s tomorrow, probably. Its ATR definitely has that. Definitely should be a fantastic day tomorrow. I think there's no news tomorrow too, which is great. Let's see. PWR, Moo, and Meta. Those are definitely not in the watch list. I have not. TradeMaker, I just started, so I haven't gone over any extra tickers that I add to my watch list. I'm just going over my usual ones first. 42667, 42505. We'll definitely take a look at Netflix and the others, though. You guys have me for about an hour. I have a session with a student in an hour and 22 minutes, so we'll probably wrap up at around 1:15 Eastern time. Got a dirty-looking Momo hammer on YM or RTY's 4-hour. Something to keep in mind. Hey Jay, if you're in here, and the specific Jay that we were talking in the Discord DMs like 10 minutes ago, we can see here when we're talking about reversals, I prefer them off of broadening formations. Granted, this is a higher time frame, but because price is fractal, meaning whatever happens on the lower time frames also happen on the higher time frames, we can still get the same setups. So here we can see every time RTY hit these levels above or right down here, when price reverses, it's just letting us know where price wants to head to, the broadening formations, right? So instead of taking a random, let's say, bearish reversal or bullish reversal kind of in the middle of these broadening formations, you want to kind of take them when they're near the broadening formation level for the higher probability trade. SPY looks like it wants to head up to make a new. What indicator is that for your broadening formations on your chart? Great questions. There are no indicators for broadening formations as far as I know. You got to draw all of them manually. The good thing about drawing them is that you never have to do them again once you draw them. You just have to draw new ones that print, which might happen once or twice a week, if that. So broadening formations, you got to draw it manually. Don't skimp on them either. You got to draw them all from the yearly down to the daily. You can go down to the 4 hour if you want. I stopped doing that because I don't really care about the 4 hour BFs anymore, personally. It's my honest opinion, or my honest experience. I can't type today, apparently. Not really a hammer on IWM. I guess we can consider that a hammer. I'll accept it for now. Hey, Trade, I know you were in the chart and show yesterday. Did you catch that W on Friday for basically everything? I know YM had definitely had that super clean one. Tesla, probably going to go back to heaven. We'll see what happens on Monday. Have a nice 2-1 setup, printing off this BF. What is this, a daily one? Yeah, let's see if we had higher. That would be nice. Let's see. All right, let's get some targets. For targets for Tesla, I'm usually using broadening formations, fib levels, and candle bodies or wicks and stuff. Generally, I add more targets than I would usually take, like in between levels that I would take. But because people are taking these trades that, off the watch list, I want to give you guys additional targets to have. A few locked and loaded plays? I have no idea what that is. You're going to have to put me on. All right, that should be good for now. Let's check out NVIDIA. All right, let's see. SMCI, I am removing off the list. Duke, if you're watching this, sorry, but added it for a week as you requested. 3-2. All right, let's check out news real quick. So tomorrow, well, we have news, but it's in the afternoon, which is perfect. I only trade the morning session anyway. Always know what news is happening the day you're trading, because you don't want to get caught with your pants down and your position gets blown out because a news spike, especially if you're trading futures. That can be very, very bad for you. I check Market Watch and Forex Factory. I usually check both of them because sometimes, like for example, on Forex Factory, we have Kashkari speaking here, but if we see on Market Watch, they don't mention them talking. So I always like to reference both of them, just in case one of them doesn't show the other. What time? 1:50? Of course, gotta celebrate the new week. All right, let's look at the tickers that you guys want to look at. PWR. Interesting. It's going to be a long list. $34? Yeah, 34. We have Moo. Didn't they pump last week? I think they did. Man, I haven't. We have a little baby W on the 4-hour on Moo that played out last week. Interesting. What else? Meta? Good old Facebook. Sheesh, Facebook is just a rocket. Whoever's shorting this, rest in peace. I would not be shorting Meta in the slightest. I don't even want to put a short below on this. This thing is mega bullish. So we got Meta, Netflix. Let's check out Netflix. I wonder if there was an update where the ticker shows on the top left, because I don't remember ever seeing that there. Unless I just don't pay attention, because the Tesla one is kind of hidden with my indicators. Anyway, man, Netflix is 721 or 720 bucks. Sheesh. I haven't looked at this thing in ages. Oh, man. What else we got? MA? What the heck is MA? Got a failed 2 down. Probably going to be a reversal. Rivian. I actually saw some when I was driving the other day. Very interesting car. Oh man, this thing got obliterated. $10.47. Yeah, Rivian looks disgusting. If you're looking to go long, I would only go long if it breaks above last week's high. Yeah, you can get in on a daily reversal to the upside. That can be an early entry. I just wouldn't use my full size. I'll wait at least for the weekly to switch up. Cisco with the failed 2 up on the weekly. Let's see if we get a reversal tomorrow. We got 52.80. Whoops, it's not what I want. 52.48. In case anybody has a question, or if this comes up for you, I don't take every single ticker on this watch list. I only take 2 things, YM or RTY for futures. I pick one, and then Tesla or NVIDIA. And that's it. Everything else is for you guys. So I don't have a billion alerts going off. I just have alerts going off for 2 things. Because anything more than that, I get overwhelmed. All right, let's chill with the watch list now. Let's check out some swing trades. Let's look for weekly setups for now. Starbucks and SMCI. Oh, I guess we're gonna bring SMCI back. Let me bring this up on Trading View. All right, we had Starbucks. Am I long NVIDIA long term? I am not. My brother is, which I wish I got in with him. He's like, hey, can you buy some NVIDIA for my portfolio? I was like, yeah, definitely. And I caught it pre-split at about 150 for him. So he's up about like 800%, something like that. I think his cost basis is like $17, $17 or $16 post split. So he's sitting very well. Man, I was so upset too. He's like, hey, put this amount of money in the video for me. I'm like, I got you. And then I was looking at the chart, and as a trader, I was like, this chart looks like absolute garbage. It's super bearish. I'm not gonna go long anytime soon. I'll wait. But if that's what he wants, I'll do it. Put the money in NVIDIA, and the rest is history. Oh man, I haven't looked at Starbucks in ages. That has my old BFs on it that I don't even draw like that anymore. All right, so we have a 3-1 on Starbucks. Let me organize this. Swing trade ideas. Starbucks. We'll do long above, short below. 98.14 and 95.18. No, whoops, 95.15. Wonder if I can bold this. I should be able to. Sweet. Let's make this note. If you don't know what that means, if you trade options, this means that if I were to swing these, I would want at least 30 to 45 days minimum because I want to give it some room to move around. Because if you do a weekly contract on a swing trade, you got a week for it to work in your favor. If not, you're going to be toast. We also got SMCI. Definitely bearish on SMCI overall. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we reverse higher. $39.84. Is that another 3-1 on weekly? It's not too late to buy more NVIDIA. So when it dipped below like $100 a few weeks ago, when was it? Yeah, it was this week. Yeah. So this week I bought a good amount at like $93, $94. And then I sold when it went back above $100. So I'm like, all right, I got my NVIDIA itch. Now I'll wait until it comes back under 100 for my long-term portfolio. Yep, I bought for my brother around here. So around between 12 and like $14 or 12 and $16. Yeah, October to September of last year, or no, 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. If not, it was last year in January, one of those two. Let's say 16. Yep. All right, let's stop looking at NVIDIA before I get annoyed again for my own mistakes. Double inside week. Let's see if we have anything there. I don't trade any of these tickers, so I'm not going to bother adding them. Let's check out inside week besides the 3-1. Ford. Moo has an inside week. So we can check out Moo, Ford, if anybody trades that. And give me another one. We can either do double A. What else? AMAT, BP for oil. Some airlines here too. MSTR. Don't they have a split? No, they already split. NVIDIA has an inside week. Interesting. All right. Let's check out. Anybody swing McDonald's here? Because if not, I'm gonna or trade it. If not, I'm not gonna bother adding it to the list. All right, let's look at F. Ooh, let me set an alert in case it comes back down under $10 again. Every time this dips under $10, the last time I got some at 960 to 965, and I sold above 11. So we'll see if we come back under $10, and I'll probably get some more again. All right, 1082. For MSTR, since it's based on Bitcoin, double check that, reference the Bitcoin chart. Jay, it depends. If it's going to be a weekly trigger, 30 to 45 days out at the minimum. All right, let's see. We'll add delta in there. I'll put 1 for airlines. Let's check out monthly swings. If you're going to be doing monthly swings, you better have at least 90 days or more. It's 3-1 on the month. I don't really trade any of these. Probably not going to add it. Let's look for an inside month instead of a 3-1. Inside month. Airbnb? I haven't traded that in a long time. Probably not going to trade it, but Chipotle with the double inside day. That one might be good to swing. Let's check it out. I might actually be inclined to swing this inside month. Be mindful of that. Fail 2 down on the weekly. Double inside day. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll swing this and make some money to pay for my next Chipotle meals. Keep in mind, if the daily triggers, you still run the risk of being inside weak and getting caught in chop. So you want to get time on those contracts. Whoa, don't send that yet. All right, what we got? 1-1 on daily. Whatever time frame you're looking at, just double the time. Pretty much. I would say even quadruple the time. So if it's the daily, I usually go for at least 2 weeks out for a swing. If it's the weekly, at least a month and a half out. If it's the month, at least 3 to 6 months out. If it's the quarterly, which I basically never do, unless it's like just regular stock that I'm holding, you don't have to worry about expiration dates, thankfully. Because you want to give your trade some time. All right, I think that's it for the watch list. That was a lot of tickers. Date is for tomorrow. All right, let's send that out. Now let's post them in all the groups that I support. Actually, let's add in %50 off. Let's add in prop firm stuff because people were asking me earlier. There we go. Pan W. Oh, don't do that. Watchlist submissions have ended, but I will go over Pan W in a bit. All right, let's check out Pan W. Hey, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Alex, where do you know me from? Do you know me from any of the Discord groups that I support or from somewhere else? Was it Pan W? This thing has a hammer on the daily? Looks good. The 4 hour and the daily and the weekly are the same trigger. Fail 2 down on the weekly. Yeah, I'll probably look for longs. I wouldn't really look for shorts on Pan W personally. So I'll go long above here. I just popped up on the YouTube feed. Shout out to the algorithm. If you are new to the channel, definitely join us every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, which I go over my trades and I go over everybody else's trades to provide feedback. So if you are having any issues in your trading, definitely feel free to stop by. If you want to look at the previous ones, if you go to my YouTube channel, in the playlists, if you go to, where is it? Trade recap series, I have all of the trade recaps and live trading sessions that we usually have that you can check out there. So definitely check it out. Glad to have you here. Also, for those who weren't here on Friday, I have where's this link? I think I have it in here. Oh, before I forget, for those who are in groups that I'm in, please be mindful of scammers that are posing as me, because I've been getting people messaging me like, hey, is this you? I'm like, no, it is not me. If you look at my name, my background and everything is super beautiful. The scammers will look ugly like this. This is a scam profile. Actually, no, this is mine. No, this is not mine. Yeah, you see how they have their name with Advent with 2 N's in it? Mine only has 1 N. Keep that in mind. Just as you see here, Advent _ that's my username. If anybody messages you and it's not that, it's not me. And I will never message you first unless you tell me to message you or you message me. So please keep that in mind. And I also have my YouTube connected. They cannot connect to YouTube because they don't have YouTube logins. So please keep that in mind. I had a scammer who messaged my cousin. I'm like, man, this guy's an idiot. My cousin's like, bro, this is a scammer posing as you hitting me up. I'm like, that is definitely not me. All right, before I got distracted, what I was going to say is I have my free group coaching class next Sunday. So if you want to ask me anything trading related, please click on that link and join. It's free. And I'll pretty much answer whatever you want and help you out. So if you can't afford my sessions, then you are more than welcome to join that. We have it every second Sunday of the month. Other than that, yeah. So Alex, I'll go long for Pan W above 342.96. The weekly trigger is basically right there. So yeah, it's only what, $1.50 away. So if the daily triggers, you have a good chance that the weekly will trigger to head higher. This will be weekly target 1. Daily target 1. Daily target 2. And this is the weekly target 1 and daily target 3. Based on its ATR, which is about $9 and change. Oh yeah, this should definitely at least hit 2 or 3 of the daily targets tomorrow based on its ATR if it breaks to the upside. So keep that in mind. How important is volume with the strat? Do you just prefer to trade early in the session when moves happen like 30 minutes after open? I don't use volume at all, Jay. I haven't used volume in like a year or 2. Is it important for the strat? Maybe. I wouldn't know because I don't use volume at all. I just do whatever price is telling me to do. If volume helps you, hey, definitely use it. I just personally don't. As the way you see my charts, except this one doesn't have broader information, this is how I trade. Keep it simple. If volume helps you, definitely use it. I don't. Would you sell at target 1? No. I would sell some at target 1, not all of it. So if I have 5 contracts, I'll take one off at target 1, another off at target 2, another off at target 3, and I'll keep on moving my stop loss until I get stopped out for the remainder of the position. All right. So I'm in a great mood, everybody. I'll answer any questions you want for the next 9 minutes. You have 9 minutes to ask me whatever you want. I'm going to set a timer because if I don't set a timer, I'm going to go over that time. Whatever you want to ask me. You had 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And then we'll wrap up. Hey, Alex, since you're not in my group or any of the groups that I support, I post the watch list for Monday on Sundays on the YouTube channel. But if you want access to my group or any of my material, so you can get the daily watch list basically every day that I post it, you're more than welcome to join. I posted the link in the chat. Only $35 one-time payment. Also, before I forget, friendly reminder for those who are in my group already, or rather those who want to join my group, it's a one-time payment of $35 and you will never pay again. Whoever does not join by January 1st of next year, I'm going to change that to a subscription every month. So whoever's in my group now will never need to pay again forever. You'll be grandfathered in. Whoever joins my group after January 1st, you'll need to pay a monthly payment. So FYI. Hey, good morning, Isaiah. Could you give... Oh, actually, hold on. There's another question. Does SPY run inverse of VIX or DXY? That's a great question. I know the VIX and SPY are opposite. Let's see. Sometimes SPY and the VIX will also head up together. It's just volatility that's increasing. Hey, John. What do you mean? What's good and where? Yeah, generally, SPY and VIX are opposite, but the VIX is mainly, from what I remember, I haven't really used the VIX in a while, just a volatility index. So it's determining the volatility. So generally, they will be opposite of each other, with SPY being green, VIX being low, as we can see here. DXY, which is the dollar. I don't use DXY. I've seen people talk about it. For those who use DXY, you can, give me insight. I can't really say much about DXY since I don't use it. I've heard people talk about it. I don't use it personally. Could you give a quick explanation on funded accounts that you have linked in your message on Discord? Just curious how those work generally. Great question, Wyatt. I will answer that question briefly. If you want to get a full explanation, I had a class on that last week, which you can find right here. Elevate Your Trading, the advantages of prop firms in the live tab, or if you go to playlists, it should be also in the trainings and walkthrough. Yeah, over here, which I have to actually move up. Let's do over here. So yeah, in the trainings and walkthrough, or you can find the full session that we had. So To give you a quick explanation of prop firms, let me actually bring up a website so we can see it together. Let's go to Apex so we can see some numbers. So basically, the way this works is you pay a fee to get these accounts, right? 25K account all the way till I think 300K. Yeah, 300K they give. Now, some people, some common questions are like, well, they're going to give me a $25,000 account for $147 a month. Keep in mind, Apex usually has discounts. Like I posted the code for 80% off. They don't actually give you 25,000. You want to look at these accounts with the idea of the drawdown or the drawdown threshold. So in this case, it's $1,500. So instead of it being a 25K account, you can actually look at it as a $1,500 account. So if you lose 1,500, they put you on demo, so you're not actually trading real money. If you blow the account or lose or hit the drawdown, then you pretty much fail the challenge and you need to pay and start all over again or pay a reset fee. It's usually cheaper to just get a new account. And once you pass the evaluation stage, so once you get this is the evaluation stage. So you need to make $1,500. So you need to get from 25K to 26.5K. And once you get to that point, they'll send you an email, they'll congratulate you, then you'll pay an activation fee, which is between $85 to I think like $200. I think right now it's $85 with the promotion they extended. But generally it's about $120 to like $200 and change, depending on the account size you choose. And then once you pay the activation fee, they give you the actual funded account, which from after you, let's say 25K account in this example, once you get to 26.6K, you can withdraw money, $500 minimum. You just have to be mindful of, you need to follow the rules because there's a lot of rules that they have. So you can't trade news on the funded account. You can't game the system in the sense of, let's say I hit my $1,500 goal in one day for the funded account, and then I just want to cruise along to check off the boxes for like, you need to trade 10 days in between payouts before you can request it in the payout periods. So if you want to game the system, and let's say you make the goal in one day, and then you switch to micro contracts, and then you what do you call it? And then you just do like a one tick take profit for the micro to just check the box that you traded. They will deny a payout if you do that, because that's gaming the system. They want actual traders. So let's keep that in mind. So the only thing you lose is what you pay for the account. Something to keep in mind: if you use a MacBook or Apple device, you want to scroll down and choose a Tradeovate plan, because Rhythmic or NinjaTrader is not native to Apple devices. So if you choose Rhythmic by mistake, you better hope they let you switch it over to Tradeovate and credit you that money back, or just switch it for you, because Rhythmic works on Windows computers. Tradeovate works for Windows, and Tradeovate and NinjaTrader works for PCs. Tradeovate works for MacBooks natively. If you use NinjaTrader for MacBooks or Apple devices, you need to use a virtual machine to install the Windows operating system to run it off your MacBook. So keep that in mind when you're signing up for these. Generally, if I were to get, like, if you're new to prop firms, what I would do is either choose a 25K account or a 50K account, because the higher you go, the more disproportionate the profit goal and the trailing threshold is. So something to keep in mind. I personally used Apex Trader funding, and Take Profit Trader. What I enjoy about Take Profit Trader is that I can request withdrawals every day that I make money above the withdrawal threshold. For Apex, I can only withdraw twice a month, and I need to trade 10 days in between the withdrawals at the minimum. So that's something that I enjoy about Take Profit over Apex. What I'm going to try next, since I revamped my computer setup, I'm going to get accounts with TopStep because they give you a trade copier for free. And I heard that it's much better than Apex's. And I'm all about efficiency. So I'm going to look into that because so I've been using like a bootleg trade copier where I would log in. So I usually log in to Tradeovate on 2 internet tabs on my computer. So let's say, for example, I have 2 Tradeovate tabs. One's logged into Apex, one is logged into Take Profit, and I'll just duplicate the trades on both of them manually. So if I make 250 on one trade, I actually made 500 in total. So with the trade copier, I can just take one trade for 250 across 5 accounts, and now I made 1250 as opposed to 250 or 500. So I work less for more money, which is fantastic. Now, generally, you don't want to rely only on prop firms. I use it to fund my personal accounts as well as, my long-term portfolios. I do like them because you can leverage a lot higher than you would normally would if you don't have that much money, which is always nice. So hopefully that answered your question, Wyatt. Sweet. And any other questions you have, just message me on Discord and I'll get back to you when I can. All right. Since I went off on a tangent, I'll answer questions for 3 more minutes. Any questions you guys have, let me know. Also, John Vincent, when you said what's good in here, like good in where? I need some context on that question. Any other questions you guys have? We got 3 more minutes. And while you guys are typing those questions, when you're creating your watch list, like whatever you do to create your watch list, as you can see, it took me about 30 minutes because I went through all the tickers that you guys gave me. But realistically, I'm probably spending 10, maybe 15 minutes a day doing the watch list, if that. I already know what I'm looking for. So when I'm looking at the chart really quickly, I already know what's going on. So generally, you don't want to spend like hours looking for setups. To me, that's just an inefficient management of your time. Realistically, in my opinion, you shouldn't be spending more than 30 to 45 minutes a day on a watch list. I would even argue no more than 30 minutes because you don't want to trade 50 million things, right? You want to stick to 2 or 3 things. At least that's what works for me. Because like I mentioned, the watch list, even though it's like a billion tickers there, I only trade 2 things. One ticker for futures and 1 ticker for options, and that's it. Anything more than that, I get overwhelmed. So if you tend to get overwhelmed, you can, bring it down and just keep it simple. Someone mentioned to watch ATR around 10. What does that mean? I have no idea what that specifically means. I just look at ATR in general. So if I'm looking at YM, let's say, I'll be like, all right, its ATR is 450 and we might only be at 200 or 225. So we're 50% of the way there. Sometimes I think it was Thursday. It might have been Thursday, I think. Was it Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday. We had like 70 to 100 point candles. Oh yeah, it was Thursday. In the first half of the day, we had like 70 to 100 point 5-minute candles. That ATR is insane for the 5-minute. I took one trade that day and stopped. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not trading this. That ATR is crazy. Yeah, almost 100-point 5-minute candles. Insane. Super volatile that day. So whoever mentioned ATR at 10, I'm curious on who mentioned that. Let me know so I can ask them too, so I can learn. All right, I will take one last question and then we'll wrap up. Of course, Jay. Yeah, it could be trade related, trade maker, doesn't matter. Any questions? I'll take one last questions, whatever you want. Hmm. How do you feel about bank stocks, specifically GS for short term swing calls? Let's find out. I don't like trading bank stocks personally. I haven't traded them in a long time. I don't really care for them, but we'll check it out. A short term swing for calls. The weekly closes a failed 2 down hammer. So if I were to take or trade GS for swings, calls anyway, its ATR is $11. All right, have weekly target 1. So at $9 away, that can, looks like that can be hit pretty quick. Is the monthly inside? The monthly is inside bar. Be mindful of these swings because the higher time frames are trading inside bar, so you may get caught in chop. The daily and the weekly trigger at the same time, which is nice. ATR is about $10 and change for the daily. So I'll probably take profit every $5 that GS goes in my direction for calls. What I would probably do, what's the second target? This is weekly target 2. Weekly target 3. This can all these targets can be hit in one day if we get a really bullish day based on its ATR. Not guaranteed though. What I'll probably do, let's go to, was it GS? Yeah, GS. Let's look at the options chain. So this is gonna be a weekly. I'll probably do 40. Do the November monthly. Probably has better OI. First target is at 501. These contracts are pretty expensive. So if I were to go for the November, I would do anything between the 500 to the 510 calls. If you want to be adventurous and a little risky, which I wouldn't do, you can do a 2-week contract. I would do the 500 to the 510. So that's what I would do for GS. All right. Let me know if that helped. And before we wrap up, what was everybody's biggest takeaway from today's session? Put it in the chat. Definitely watch higher time frames. The strategy for Thinkorswim? Any other things you guys learned? Only one person learned something today, which is fine. While you guys are typing that, it's quite a lot of tickers today. Let's switch that with sweet. Keep the watch list simple and short. Definitely, Jay. You don't want to make your trading complicated. The simpler you make it, the better time you're going to have. I'll tell you that from experience. If you are a person that can trade a million things, shout out to you. That's not me. And you know, the biggest thing when it comes to trading is learning about yourself and learning what works and what doesn't work for you. Because what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. Like I mentioned, I don't use any indicators in the sense like the traditional ones, like EMAs, volume, RSI, things like that. I don't use none of that. That confuses me. But some people enjoy it. If it works, it works. Other than that, thank you guys for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will see you guys tomorrow. And anything else? No, that's pretty much it. Enjoy your day, everybody. Take care.